We begin with breaking news on DC News Now at 5. I'm Mark Hall. The sale of the Washington Commanders is one monumental step closer to becoming reality. Team owner Dan Snyder has an agreement in principle to sell the historic franchise to a group led by Josh Harris, Mitchell Rail, and Irvin Magic Johnson for a $6 billion price tag. Well, we have team coverage. Sports director Derek Forrest shows us why this could spark a billionaire bidding war. And Jake Rahm is looking at the potential implications for the Harris Group and what to expect from any potential new Commanders owner. First, Derek has more on these breaking developments. Hey, Derek.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah, there are still a lot of different moving parts to this ongoing story, but this is what we do know for now. This afternoon, Dan Snyder and Josh Harris have agreed in principle for a deal to purchase the Washington Commanders, with the going price set for just over $6 billion. Josh Harris isn't alone in the bidding, though. Mitchell Rails and Magic Johnson were also attached to Harris. Now, there's an expectation that the paperwork on the deal would be signed in the next couple of days, but the key words are nothing is signed, making it a non-exclusive deal. And we are already starting to see those effects, as a bidding war may have already begun with Josh Harris and Steve Apolopoulos, making the sale certainly something to watch. Regardless, the end is near. And I spoke with former Washington defensive back Fred Smoot and got his reaction to the deal.
And I think now that the day is here, kind of surreal for me, because unlike most of the fans, I don't have the the heart, the heart up for Dan like the other ones. I thought Mr. Snyder and Miss Snyder was always good to me. I understand the frustration of the fans, because they will look at the Snyder era and they'll judge it under a certain class and judge it by a measure of Super Bowls, which as a group we did not do or get close to. So at the end of the day, I think it's what some fans would do would probably be celebrating.
All right, as of right now, Josh Harris and his group is the leader in the clubhouse, but Steve Apolopoulos is making things interesting. Now our live team coverage continues with another member of our sports team, Jake Rahm. And Jake, what can Commanders fans expect when the new team owner or owners take over?
Yeah, Derek, the ownership change, it's coming. It's right down to the end of it. It's all coming down to who it will be exactly and what we can expect once Dan Snyder is officially out of the question. The franchise has been waiting for this moment for a very long time. The new ownership will for sure bring attention back to this franchise in hopefully a positive manner. The question is, what happens next? I spoke with former Washington Commander Eddie Mason on what he thinks the new ownership has to do to get everyone behind the new regime.
Reconnect to the community and show people that it's not just about making money. When I think about the Commanders, man, I think about community. I think about a rich legacy. I think they need to reconnect the old regime, utilize them as a resource to reconnect to the community and sell the vision. Like, truly commit to selling the new vision, whatever direction they're going to go in, really sell that vision to the fans and make us all believe like this is a whole fresh start.
Oh, yeah? I think we can all get behind that. That is exactly what this franchise needs, and that's a fresh start. Mark?
All right, Jake, thank you, and thank you to Derek as well. Our live team coverage continues in just a bit. Our Alex Flum has reaction from Commanders fans as well, and we'll have the latest on this potential team sale on our website, dcnewsnow.com. We're taking a live look outside tonight, where we had a gorgeous day, a simply gorgeous day. We reached record highs in some areas throughout the DMV. In Dulles, Martinsburg, Hagerstown, Annapolis, with sunny skies, came to highs in the mid to upper 80s. Now, is this weather sticking around, or can rain be on the way? Heading over now to weather forecaster Brittany Ward. Latest check on the forecast. And Brittany, are we expecting some sort of showers heading into the weekend?
Unfortunately, Mark, we are going to be seeing some showers to kick off your weekend. But overall, we do have another day filled with lots of sunshine and temperatures in the 80s. Take a look at the high temperatures across the area. D.C. coming in at 88 degrees, 86, which is in Hagerstown, broke their previous record, 88 there in Cumberland. Still holding on to the 80s as we head into that 5 o'clock hour. 85 currently there in DC, 86 still in Hagerstown, 88 as you head over there to Frederick. So planning your afternoon here in the nation's capital. Again, it's going to be very nice out there for you guys to get outside and enjoy it. We're holding on to the clear skies as we head through the rest of your afternoon. By 7 o'clock, we start to see those those temperatures dip down into the mid 80s, lower 80s as we head into that 8 o'clock hour. And overall, it's going to be a mild night out there. Lows tonight dipping down into the 60s. We start to see a few clouds here and there, but overall clear skies. That will be the trend. Now, as we look ahead to the next 7 days, we are tracking some rain in that forecast. We do have a slight chance of a few showers making their way into the area as we head into the later half of our Friday. But then come the weekend, we start to spike those chances up before they start to drop down as we head into the middle of next week. So definitely keep it here, Mark. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
All right, Brittany, thank you. We continue our coverage tonight after Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins appeared in court yesterday and since announced that he's taken a leave of absence after he was indicted on charges of conspiracy and making false statements in order to acquire machine guns. His alleged partner, Frederick businessman Robert Kropp, was in court today. DC News Now's Michaela Newton is live at the U.S. District Court in Baltimore. She's been following both cases. And Michaela, can you just explain what happened in the courtroom today?
Yeah, well, Robert Kropp is the owner of the machine gun nest in Frederick. He's the second person in this case, and he pled not guilty to charges relating to the machine gun scheme. Now, if convicted, Kropp could face up to 15 years in federal prison. Robert Kropp, along with Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, have been indicted on charges of conspiracy and making false statements in order to acquire machine guns. Additionally, Kropp is charged with illegal possession of machine guns. Dan Cox, former Maryland state delegate who ran for governor last year, is Kropp's attorney.
Not this time.
Are you able to make money still from your business at this point?
Can you tell us, Mr. Cox, why you took the case?
Kropp is accused of drafting documents for Jenkins to sign. The indictment also states that Kropp's business offered political support to Jenkins in recognition of his support for the business. And Kropp has been released. The judge did order that both he and Sheriff Jenkins don't have any contact with one another, and trial dates have not yet been set. For now, reporting in Baltimore, Maryland, I'm Michaela Newton for DC News Now.
Michaela, thank you. Our thanks to Michaela, and DC News Now is helping stretch your dollar. And tonight, we're looking at a recent report that says hospital websites have collected data from potential patients without them knowing it. Now there's growing pushback from an organization backing patient safety and experience. DC News Now's consumer reporter Ben Dennis joins us in the newsroom. And Ben, first, what does this all mean for consumers, and how can they prevent personal information from being collected?
Well, Mark, this all comes down to patient privacy. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services recently said that organizations that are regulated by the feds, like hospitals, are not allowed to install tracking that would share personal health information of consumers when they go onto websites, pointing to that being a possible violation of HIPAA. Now, HHS made this connection after a news report by The Markup last June. It's an online-based outlet focusing on how tech and big corporations collide together. Now, the report said a tracker installed on many hospitals' websites had collected patients' sensitive health information like medical conditions, prescriptions, and doctor's appointments, and sending it over to Facebook. So here's how consumer protections are outlined by the feds. Well, groups regulated by HIPAA, like hospitals, cannot launch tracking websites whether a patient or potential patient already has an online account. Plus, phone apps also apply here. Separately, ECRI, an organization providing insight to healthcare operations, sounded the alarm about the issue, pointing to a University of Pennsylvania study citing almost 99% of hospital homepages had at least one data transfer to third parties.
We have not been made aware of a particular instance where a patient was harmed because of, having been advertised the snake oil remedies or unproven procedures or unproven therapies. But the likelihood is great, right? Because of the amount of data which we accessing every single day, the amount of time we spend on social media.
Consumers can delete these cookies from websites that are collected online. A cybersecurity expert tells DC News Now, visit your web browser's privacy settings, select delete cookies, and choose to scrub the past day, month, or even longer, depending on your preference. Information that's also not tracked, well, that's anytime you go online, choosing the incognito mode or privacy mode, depending on your browser. We've got more ways to protect what information is collected from you when you browse online. Just check out our website at dcnewsnow.com. In the newsroom, Ben Dennis, back to you.